Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to do a training session on a really powerful memory technique. But you know what? We're not going to start with a bunch of theory. We're just going to dive right into an exercise. So, if you're in a place where it's safe to do so, I'd like you to just close your eyes and follow the sound of my voice.
Go ahead and take a moment to really picture it. See all the little details. Maybe feel the texture of the front door or the ground underneath your feet. Just make this scene feel as real as you possibly can inside your mind.
And just like that, poof, he's there. You can see the long black coat, the dark sunglasses. He's standing right there beside you.
Okay, now picture this. The famous actor Gary Oldman appears right next to Neo. So now you've got these two very distinct people with you in this very familiar place.
All of a sudden, Gary Oldman pulls out this massive syringe. I mean, it's as tall as a person, and it's filled with some kind of strange, bright green liquid. It's a really weird, unforgettable image, right?
And with one big, forceful movement, he plunges that giant syringe right into the earth. It just stands there, totally upright, like some kind of bizarre statue.
Then, in a flash of action, Neo leaps onto Gary Oldman's shoulders. He uses him like a springboard to jump on top of the syringe. And his weight pushes the plunger all the way down, injecting all of that green liquid deep, deep into the ground.
The moment that liquid is gone, the ground starts to shake like crazy. The grass, the concrete, whatever was under your feet, it all transforms into sand. The entire area around your home is now just a vast, empty desert. And the scene ends with this image. Neo and Gary Oldman are down on their knees, clutching their throats. You can just feel the intense desert heat, and you can see they are desperately, desperately thirsty. Just hold on to that final image.
Okay, you can open your eyes now. Now, I know this is going to sound crazy, but that little movie you just directed in your head, it has literally encoded all the information you need for a complete Chinese character. And now, we're going to decode exactly how.
But first, let's talk about why a method like this is even necessary. Well, it's because anyone learning Mandarin faces this huge, monumental task, what I like to call the Great Wall of Characters.
To get to a high level of fluency in Chinese, you need to learn somewhere around 3,000 characters. The old way of doing things, just memorizing them by writing them over and over, is unbelievably boring and, frankly, not very effective. It's why so many people just give up. And that's the problem we're going to solve today.
So what's the solution? Well, it's a system, and it's built on techniques used by world memory champions. It all comes down to 4 simple but really powerful pillars.
Okay, let's break this system down. It works by taking the abstract parts of a language and mapping them onto concrete things that our brains can easily visualize. We use people, and we call those actors. We use places, and those are our sets. We use objects, those are our props, and finally, we combine them all with actions, and that forms the script.
So, let's go all the way back to that little movie we created at the very beginning. It's time to pull back the curtain and really see how this method works.
What was the point of all that? Neo and Gary Oldman and that giant syringe outside your home? Well, it turns out every single element had a very specific job to do.
Okay, so here's the magic. This is how it all connects. The character you learned is gone, and it's pronounced gone. Let's break it down. The set, your home, represents the final sound, an. The actor, Gary Oldman, gives us that first sound, ga. See? Ga on. The props represent the visual parts of the character. Neo is the 1, which codes for that top stroke, the character for 1. And the syringe, well, it's shaped like a cross, which represents the bottom part, the character for 10. And finally, the action, the script, turning the ground into a desert. That gives you the meaning, dry. Sound, components, meaning, every single piece of information, locked into one weird, memorable story.
And that's the power of this system. Once you get the hang of these 4 pillars, you can build a mental movie for absolutely any character. You know what? Let's prove it. We'll build a brand new one together, step by step.
Okay, so here's a key point. We can reuse and recombine these elements. We're going to learn the character Han, which is pronounced ban, and it means half. Now, the pronunciation ends in an, so we can use the same set, your home. But this time, it's what's called the 4th tone. In Mandarin, the pitch of a sound changes its meaning. So our system maps each tone to a different part of the set. For the 4th tone, we'll just move the action to the backyard. Simple. Our actor needs to represent the B sound, so let's go with, say, Bob Marley.
And the props are the character's visual parts: horns, a syringe, and Neo, the one at the bottom. Our job is to create a script that means half.
So here's one idea for a movie. In your backyard, Bob Marley sees Hellboy, that's for the horns, balancing on top of that syringe. Then suddenly, Neo flies in and, with one karate chop, smashes the syringe perfectly in half. And there you go. In less than 10 seconds, you've created another vivid, lasting memory for a totally new character. And this is really the fundamental idea I want you to walk away with. With this method, you're not just memorizing dry facts. You are creating experiences. You're turning something totally abstract into a story that your mind literally can't forget.
This method just proves that learning doesn't have to be a painful struggle. With the right technique, your mind becomes the ultimate cinema, capable of playing any story you need to remember. So the real question isn't if you can learn thousands of characters. The question is, what movie are you going to direct next?